Hi friends, this is Maya Lemberg here at True Integrative Health and Wellness, where I'm a therapist. And I wanted to spend a couple of minutes with you talking about something that I work with very frequently in my practice, which is anxiety. A word that gets thrown around a good bit lately, and there's a good reason for it. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time exploring what is anxiety, what does it feel like, what are the symptoms, and normalizing it as well, and talking about what to do about it. So, how do we know when we're experiencing anxiety? There's a lot of different kinds of anxiety. Some could be triggered by being in social settings, social anxiety, or very particular environments, and sometimes it's generalized, where there is a consistent feeling of dis-ease, being on guard, being very worried or easily startled. And sometimes it could even result in anxiety attacks and panic, which are extreme cases of dysregulation. So first, I want to talk about the fear-driven brain. So we are the product of millions of years of evolution. So we're not just carrying things that happened in our childhood and ways that our parents raised us and that particular configuration of our brains. We are the result of all of our ancestors and all of that evolution. And our ancestors survived because of fear. So if you're walking in the woods down a little path and there's something rustling in the bushes over here and there's a pretty flower over there, if we paid attention to the pretty flower and stopped to smell it, even though that could create a lovely, pleasant experience, the risk is whatever's rustling in the bushes over there is going to eat us. Thus, we would not survive to pass on our genes to further generations. So, happiness in no way equals survival. Fear equals survival. And as a result of our ancestors being afraid and on guard, we are here. So things are different. Things typically, for the most part, in our culture aren't going to hop out and eat us. However, all that hardwiring is still there. We're still wired for fight or flight. We're still wired to freak out. But now it's about different things. Now we get triggered from emotional rejection, from fear of not having enough, maybe money stuff, relationship stuff. All of that gives us anxiety. And again, we are the most social creatures, the most social animals. So social rejection is just as huge of a survival trigger as a physical threat. Okay, so anxiety is normal. Fear-driven brain is how we have come to be here. Case in point, if you got 100 compliments in a day and one piece of criticism, you're going to probably go to sleep thinking about that bit of criticism. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. It's how it is. However, due to the principles of neuroplasticity, we can start to rewire our brains. We can use mindfulness to start to slow down the process, look at what's going on. However, it's hard to slow down when we're in the middle of being triggered. When we are experiencing anxiety, all we're feeling is fear, emotions, all the heart palpitation and the sweating and rapid breathing and all of that stuff is going on. It's hard to figure out what's what. We are in the rapids of the river at this point. So, quick little demonstration of how our brain works. Very rudimentary visual. Here we have the brainstem, and the brainstem is the most ancient part of the brain, and it's the reptilian brain, and it commands all of those involuntary functions: our breathing, our organ function, our digestion, our heart, all the things. You know, walking into a room, you don't have to think about how to walk into a room, you don't have to think about blinking, it just does it on its own. Then over here we have the limbic system, which manages emotions, and also in here is the amygdala, which is the fight or flight response. And this is the mammalian part of the brain. So we'll call this brainstem lizard. Here we have a mouse. And then over here goes over everything is the prefrontal cortex. And that is the rational part, that's the mindful part, that's the part that sets us aside from any other mammals. It's cognition, it's spirituality, it's belief. And this is how we can really relate to others and experience connection. However, when we're triggered, whether an emotional threat or a physical threat, all of a sudden prefrontal cortex pops offline, and here we have the amygdala freaking out, running the show. At this point, a lot of people can take actions, can say damaging things, can get into a car accident. Not terribly useful at this point unless you are in actual physical danger, in which case the amygdala is great. Run, fight, freeze if you need to. But the best way that we know to immediately get the prefrontal cortex back online and soothe the amygdala is diaphragmatic breathing. And diaphragmatic breathing is what we call belly breathing in the yoga community. So deep yogic breaths going all the way in from your nose, all the way till you feel your diaphragm and your belly expand and out. You could do longer exhales than inhales. And when you exhale longer than you inhale, you're really starting to downregulate your nervous system and activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest part of the autonomic nervous system. So you're triggered. You don't know what's happening. You're not feeling good. If you remember one thing, breathe into your belly. If you can remember to breathe longer on the exhale than on the inhale, that's helpful too. Often, if you do an inhale for 4 breaths, you'd like to exhale for twice as long, so 8. Okay. So after you do this, for as long as you need to do this, until you feel yourself calm down, until you feel your heart rate slow, until things start to make sense a little bit more, then I invite you to assess what's happening and name it. I'm feeling fear. I'm feeling anxiety. My heart's racing, I'm sweating. Okay, so we stopped, we noticed what's happening. Now accept that that's the reality, and that's okay. I'm accepting that this is how I'm feeling. I'm not gonna shame myself for it, I'm not gonna blame myself. This is okay, this is natural. This is how my brain works, and it means that I am a very healthy, functioning person. I have a healthy brain, it knows when to respond, okay? And then get curious about what you need. What do you need right now? Okay, do I need to keep breathing? Do I need to maybe stop my car and pull over? Do I need to tell myself some kind words? So at this point, we want to really respond with kindness. Kindness to the fact that you're suffering right now. Kindness to the fact that something is really bothering you deep inside. So with everything that you have, try and become your own parent and really soothe yourself, comfort yourself, tell yourself kind words, give yourself something that's soothing. So all of this does not have to take long. It can happen within a minute, but you can start to bring yourself down from extreme anxiety through the use of breathing and through the use of mindfulness and through the use of compassion. So that's what I would like to share with you today. I do private sessions here at my office in Atlanta, Georgia, as well as Skype sessions, and teach meditation. MayaLembergCounseling.com is my website. You're welcome to check it out. And check out my Facebook page for more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and have a beautiful day.